Hey everybody, today we are going to be redesigning Gary Vaynerchuk's YouTube studio. This is where he takes his Zoom calls, films YouTube videos, does interviews, and all that stuff. And so obviously we don't have access to his actual office, but we are going to be walking through how I would help him to redesign his space, redesign his setup virtually here, simulating with Adobe Photoshop this way. And we would do that by changing the ordering of these. This over here a little bit more and move this over here a little bit more. All right, so now this is the before and after. And now, even though we're doing it in Photoshop, everything we're gonna be going through is a direct correlation to what you would do in real life. This is just so you can see it better and so we can have a little bit of fun with the process. And this is also part of a series we're doing of redesigning people's studios here on Photoshop. So check out the video somewhere on screen, I think it's over here, if you wanna see more of those videos. So if you're setting up your own video space and want to make yourself look as good as possible, I hope you get something from this video and have some actionable takeaways by the end. So let's dive into this. All right, so first off, looking at this image here, looking at Gary V's studio as it currently is, there's two main things that I notice, and these sort of go together, so I want to explain them first. Number one is he doesn't have a lot of space between himself and the background. If he reached out his hand, he could probably touch the background behind him. So that feels a little bit cramped. Although that kind of is just a normal thing that we do, right? We take our laptop out, open the webcam, and just start filming. But when you want to film some nice looking videos, you got to think a little bit differently. The second thing that goes hand in hand with that is because he's probably just using his laptop webcam, is it's looking up at him. So that's not exactly the most flattering angle. If you've ever taken a selfie of yourself looking down at the camera, it accentuates the wrong features. And so what we want to do is we want to fix both of those things. In real life, we would just take the camera, take the webcam, move it up a little bit so it's a little bit more level with him as an equal. And secondly, what we want to do is we want to scoot him and the camera away from the background. That way he's unable to just directly touch the wall. And that way you can create more space in the shot. We can do some cool stuff like blurring the background in a little bit. Again, since we don't have access to his actual studio, we're gonna be doing this here in Photoshop. Number one, we are going to be scooting him away from the wall behind him. Right, but now you can see, again, because this is Photoshop and we're not actually in his space, we don't have the rest of the background here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fake it with the magic of the internet and find a photo of his actual background and we're gonna stick it in there. So thankfully enough, Team Gary V on Twitter actually posted a picture of his space, which is super convenient. So we're gonna take that. All right, so now that's fixed the background at least by moving it farther back. And then kind of you can see now that the camera angle of the background is a little bit more straight on. You're not looking up underneath all of those cabinets or all these shelves like we were before. So we fixed that, but now we gotta fix Gary too. So unfortunately, again, because we're not actually in his space with Gary, we can't move the camera physically up. But what we can do is we can just find another image from another video. All right, so I've gone ahead and removed both the wires and the podcasting microphone and stand. And so this is what it looked like before and now after, once we've also added this table here. So I'm thinking it's starting to look a little bit better now. And again, here's with Gary, and this is the before and after. So already a big difference, but we're not even halfway done yet. I think there's a lot more that we can do. We'd probably take the shelf, for instance, and then move it this way. And we would do that by changing the ordering of these poles right here. But again, thanks to the magic of Photoshop, we can do that virtually here. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We're gonna try to clear away some of the space behind his head, so nothing is sticking out like tree branches out of his face. All right, so now that we've moved this out of the way, it used to be over here, we pushed it this way, and we removed that wrestling belt that he had above his head. Kind of see the before and after. If I go like this, before and after. We've cleared up some space here around his head, right? So this area is clear. Now I kind of want to get access to this part and this part, and maybe even here. I want to clear up these areas because they're still sort of encroaching on this visual space around his head. So what I kind of want to do actually is to move this over here a little bit more and move this over here a little bit more. so that maybe the shelf ends here and ends here. Get rid of this bar here. And maybe this one as well. So that way, once we move everything over, it should feel a little bit less cluttered up here. And we can really make use of this space here to focus all that attention back here directly onto Gary and his face and what he's saying, right? Because again, where the viewer's eyes go, their attention will follow. So let's give that a try and see how it looks afterwards. So here's the after, and you see now that he is definitely way more in focus than before. But now what we want to do is we want to use camera settings to blur out the background. And the way we do that usually is to lower your aperture number. What we're going to do here is simulate that effect by blurring the background and keeping Gary at the right amount of sharpness. And when you decrease your aperture on your camera, this is going to happen as long as you're focused on you. You're going to stay in focus, and your background's going to start getting blurry. All right, so now we can see this is before the blur, after the blur. And again, you can do this with camera settings too. And so we're not just doing some Photoshop magic here. This is really what's going to happen. This is the reason why I love these kind of projects, because you never know how it's going to turn out. And something I want to encourage you with too is I always tell my students, you never know how your studio is going to look if you don't take that first step to try something. So we're still not done yet. There's a couple more things we want to do. So let's dive into that before we take a look at the finished product. So the next thing we want to do, Gary already has some very good lighting on him from the shot we took him from. So good on you, Gary, and your team. Awesome job. One thing that I often like to add for people is a light that shines from the top, because it gives you that spotlight effect. Like you can see right here, we have a light that shines from the top onto my hair, onto my shoulders, and onto the table too, giving this sort of glow to me, saying, hey, this is like the light from above, like, oh, this is the center of attention. This is where something is of value that you should pay attention to. So I want to add something like that for Gary. So let's play around with that first and see what we can do. All right, so another thing I'm noticing here is he still has his lavalier mic on, this lavalier, lapel, whatever you want to call it. We want to take that mic out of the shot because, again, we're trying to make this look as studio and as professional as possible. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So instead of having a lapel mic hanging off your shirt in the shot, usually what I recommend is people getting a shotgun mic. And a shotgun mic is a mic that can pick up your voice at a small distance, so it can be outside of the shot, pointing at you instead of in the shot, cluttering up the space and making it very obvious that you're shooting a video. All right, well, honestly, I'm liking how this turned out. To me, this feels very good, and maybe make him a little bit bigger. Let's see how that looks. All right, so this is the final stretch. The last thing that we want to do here is we want to add some color effects and change up the colors just a little bit, kind of like a preset or a filter on Instagram. This is something that you can do in your camera when you're filming or if you're on a Zoom call, or run your video feed through this, through a preset or some other software to apply a color look on a live Zoom call, for instance, or in your editing program on your computer when you are editing your videos. So keep in mind, this isn't just a Photoshop thing. This is something that you can do too as you set up your studio. So what we want to do here in the color step is really design a color look or a kind of a preset based on the colors that appear in your studio. So this is sort of a custom process that you're going to do once you have your studio set up. And we'll kind of go through it here with Gary's setup, and you can kind of see how I think about it. All right, so let's play around with some of these colors. All right, so now looking at this image as a whole, we want to do a quick check to see if there's anything that jumps out at us that kind of grabs our attention before Gary's face. So again, like I keep saying, we want to keep our attention here, but I'm noticing that, for instance, there's something right here that's this bright reddish orange thing that keeps grabbing my attention. So what I'm going to do in real life, what I would do is I would move this object and replace it with something else. But here in Photoshop, let's see if we can take this object and just make it a little bit darker or a little bit less eye attention grabby. All right, so now this is the before and after. You can see how that doesn't pop out as much now that we've made it a little bit less distracting. All right, so I think we're ready for the final step now, which is adjusting the colors. And so this is a step that you can do in the camera itself, or you can do in your editing program when you're editing your videos, or if it's a live call, say on Zoom, you can even run your video feed through some software to do a similar effect. And this part of the process is kind of this nice bonus piece that I think does a lot for your video. It really adds that professional polish. And this is part of the process where we can design a custom color preset according to the colors that appear in your studio. So this is different for everybody based on the stuff you have in your background, the color clothes you tend to enjoy wearing, even your skin tone. All these different things create this unique color profile that we're going to design for here. So let's dive into that and I'll show you how we can kind of add that final layer of polish to this shot. All right, so there you have it. This is Gary V's finished studio redesign, at least a simulated one in Photoshop. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you took away some actions that you can take to improve your own video studio at home. And if your name is Gary, feel free to reach out if you ever need some help. Would love to help you out, man. Your stuff is awesome. I think you're doing some great stuff in the world, preaching empathy. I think that's something that the world sorely needs. And for any others of you who also want some help, that's what this channel is here for. I'm here to help you reach your audience so that you can also serve the people that you're here to serve in a way where you actually get their attention. And so they actually listen to you instead of getting distracted and completely glossing over you and ignoring you and your videos online. So that's what professional quality video will really do for you and your business or whatever it is you're making videos for. So if you're curious to learn more about setting up your own studio space at home or in your office, got some videos here that the YouTube algorithm thinks you might like. As well as a series right here of more videos just like this one. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this one, my friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Love you guys. Oh, and if there's anybody else you'd like to see me do a studio redesign for, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I would love to see your suggestions, and maybe we can make one of those happen. Thanks, guys. Love you all. Bye.